It's a view of my Colecovision that I packed up when I first recently started trying to have another use of it, and I tried to repair it. And I thought the power supply was packed up, but that was a sort of sealed glob, so couldn't be fixed. So I bought this separate unit with similar voltages and the minus volts as well, but it's not very accurate though, the voltages on there. So what I've decided to do with this is to convert it to a Raspberry Pi sort of device. But I wanted it to work exactly, or at least look like it worked. It would work exactly with a cartridge installed and gamepad also installed. So I wanted those to work with it as well. To do this was a little bit of a... Well, initially I was going to repair it, and so I had to go at desoldering the RAM memory there and putting in chip holders and some RAM over there that's in that bag that I was going to use for it. But I got pissed off with that because the darn things, the tracks were... I've been looking at the things out, and I think even after I've done all this, I'm going to have to buy one of those multi-cart things, which are about 100 quid. So I thought, is it worth it? So what I've done instead is taken my Dremel to it and sawn a very large hole in the circuit board. This is because I can then remove this bit, and the cartridge port's still here, so for looks I can still plug a cartridge in there, and the joystick ports are there, power switch and reset switch. So I'm going to isolate these switches. So this still works as on-off. This still can be used for resetting, or maybe used for resetting or some other thing. And also can use these two joystick ports to run the original controller. So externally it will look just like new, or just like it worked. I've also was in the process of adding a composite socket with an output similar to I was trying to make all my machines standard to use the Commodore type of sort of connector, the DIN connector going to the front of the telly. So it's going to have that output. But then I thought, what can I use? I can use a Pi will now fit inside this little space here, but it has to be a Pi B, I think, isn't it? But plus not Pi 2 rather than the Pi 3, because that comes with, I don't think the Pi 3 does, but this comes with audio video out composite, and I can use that to then reconnect back to here. So I've got a cable adapter from the 4-way socket to that, and then I'll cut the cable and connect it directly to that. I've got a joystick, universal joystick adapter coming from China that will plug in there, and that will run one of these ports. I'm not sure about having both. I could get a second one and have both working, but for the moment I'll just have one. I'll isolate the circuit board here and connect the cables directly to that. That's what's got to be done. Also, HDMI will go to this little space for the French machines, which had SCART. So in that space there will go a HDMI socket, so I can connect to more modern TVs if I wanted to. And also maybe a USB 2 micro USB power in for the Pi will go in that space there. So I've got cables going across. This is quite a low space though, so I don't know how I'm going to fit all the cables in, squash them in, because not all of them are cuttable and can reduce in length, and some of them are quite long. There is that space at the front there that has would normally have the modulator and things. So it looks rather like a hack there, and it is quite a big hack. It's really just sawn through the things rather interestingly, actually. But on the outside, with this, with that, with these, it will look like a proper Colecovision. Just inside, it will have the Pi, and with Emule Station more than likely, and running not just maybe the Colecovision, maybe a few other things, but with all the games, not just the few like that that mini Colecovision you can buy. I thought about getting one of those as well, but they're not so much cop, I've heard. and putting that this will be much more flexible. But I want it to be as original on the outside as an original, really. Just on the inside look a little bit more different. I will update once I've got the cables in and plug them all in and see how well I can squeeze everything in. But bye for now.